Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, salatu salam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. I believe the last chapter we read was chapter number 57 from Riyadh as-Saliheen, and it was regarding being content with what you have and avoiding begging and asking unless there is a need or a necessity, and being moderate when a person deals with money. Spending, not being a spendthrift, nor being a miser, but being in the middle. That was chapter number 57. And we mentioned the ayat that Nawawi quoted and a few of the hadith that he quoted from the chapter with regards to the virtue of avoiding begging unless there's a need or a necessity, and being moderate and the proper way of dealing with and handling money. So let's move forward, inshallah ta'ala, to chapter number 58. And Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, Babu jawaz al-akhdhi min ghayri mas'alatin wa la tutallu'in aw tatallu'in ilayhi. He says the permissibility of receiving money, getting money, taking money, if you don't beg for it, and if your soul isn't greedily wanting and desiring it, coveting it. So you don't ask for it. Someone says, here you go, take this money as a gift, or as sadaqah. It's lawful, it's permissible for you to take the money. There's no sin, there's no problem. Nothing is makruh, there's nothing disliked for you to take the money. And or he says your soul is not looking forward to it. In other words, I don't verbally ask you for the money, but I'm expecting it. Tatallu', which your neck is stretching out, looking for it, jumping, ready for it. So you're at peace with yourself, you're content. Alhamdulillah, if they give me sadaqah, and if not, alhamdulillah, khalas. So if that's the case, then chapter 58 is not included in chapter 57. I understand about the blame of begging and asking and demanding, being greedy, and the the blame of always looking to take that which is in the next man's hand, right? Unless it is a what? A need or a necessity. Everybody clear on this? And obviously as well, it's very important to understand that many of these things pertain to a person's relationship. You may have a certain relationship with a brother in which is okay, and a person gets mad at you. If you needed something, why didn't you tell me? I'm here for you. All you had to do is let me know. I found out that you're hungry. I found out that you don't need this. Astaghfirullah, ya akhi. You know I'm here waiting for me. You gotta let me know. Don't be shy. Okay? And obviously it's always best not to ask. Always. It's always best to suffice yourself and to do without. But in any circumstance doesn't mean it's haram to ask if there's a need or a necessity, let alone if someone is there for that. So a person says, I don't want to ask a question. I don't want to bother you. I didn't want to beg you. I don't want to seem stupid. I say, it's my job. I'm here for you to ask me and to help you, etc. All right? So chapter 58 says, if someone gives you some wealth and you don't ask, you don't beg, nor are you expecting it, you're salivating, your mouth is dripping, I want this money, I really need it, but it just comes to you, then it's lawful to take. Nawawi, the author, he says, وعن سالم بن عبد الله بن عمر عن أبيه عبد الله بن عمر عن عمر رضي الله عنهم قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعطيني العطاء فأقول أعطه من هو أفقر إليه مني فقال خذ إذا جاءك من هذا المال شيء وأنت غير مشرف ولا سائل فخذه فتموله فإن شئت كله وإن شئت تصدق به وما لا فلا تتبعه نفسك. قال سالم فكان عبد الله لا يسأل أحدا شيئا ولا يرد شيئا أعطيه. متفق عليه. مشرف بالشين المعجمة أي متطلع إليه. So he narrates from Salim ibn Abdullah, from Abdullah, from his father Umar ibn al-Khattab, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he would always give me money. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would give Umar money. He would always hand him wealth. And Umar would say, أعطه من هو أفقر إليه مني. O Messenger of Allah, why don't you give this money to so-and-so? They're more needy than I am. Why give me the money? This person is needy. I don't need the money. I didn't ask for the money. Give it to someone who's in a greater need. And the Messenger of Allah, alayhi salatu wasalam, that's when he said, O Umar, he says, إِذَا جَاءَكَ مِنْ هَذَا الْمَالِ شَيْءٌ. Any money comes to you, from this money, this gold, this silver, Allah's wealth, any money that comes to you, وَأَنْتَ غَيْرُ مُشْرِفٍ, and you're not expecting it, looking forward to it. Your neck isn't extended, peeking over, waiting. I hope he gives me. I hope he gives me. وَلَا سَائِلٍ, nor are you begging for the money. فَخُذْهُ, then take it. فَتَمَوَّلْهُ, and keep it as your wealth. Put it in your sack, put it in your purse, put it in your coffer. Take the money. It's all right. It's okay. فَإِنْ شِئْتَ كُلْهُ, and if you want to, then eat from the money. Spend it on your food, spend it on your needs. وَإِنْ شِئْتَ تَصَدَّقْ بِهِ, and if you want to, then get rid of it and sadaqah to someone else. وَمَا لَا فَلَا تُتْبِعْهُ نَفْسَكَ, and anything that doesn't fall under what I've just explained to you, then don't tire yourself with the money. You have to beg, you have to ask, you have to look forward to it, etc., etc., etc. فَلَا تُتْبِعْ, don't even busy yourself with that money. Salim ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu said that my father, Abdullah ibn Umar, Umar's son, after he heard this hadith from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, لا يسأل أحدا شيئا, he would never ask anyone for anything. وَلَا يَرُدُّ شَيْئًا أُعْطِيَهُ, nor would he reject anything that was given to him. And this hadith is agreed upon by Bukhari and Muslim. And the highlighting point from the hadith is crystal clear, is that if you're not begging, if you're not sweating the next man for his money, and Allah happens to bless you, do not turn away Allah's blessings. Take it. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if that's not the case, then it's going to be a problem. And this hadith, it shows us first and foremost the virtue of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, fihi manqaba li Umar wa fadilatun lahu, whereas the Prophet used to give him and donate to him and gift him. And this hadith also goes to show virtue of Abdullah ibn Umar, whereas he heard the sunnah and he tried his best to implement it. He didn't think or question or use his mind or kayf, fulan. This is what the Prophet said, khalas. For me or against me. A two-way street with the sunnah. Now, I'm not going to beg. It's prohibited. And at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to what? Reject that which Allah gives me. So you implement the sunnah no matter what. Sunnah says right, you go right. It says go left, you go left. For you, what? Or against you. And this hadith proves the misunderstanding of many people. They think that it's haram to ask a question to someone, and they think it's haram to implement what you hear because it agrees with what you wanted. I don't want to follow my desires, huh? I don't want to follow my desires, so I asked another sheikh and he said it was haram. If you want to buy a house like this type of mortgage, whatever it may be, and this sheikh he says, nah, it's lawful, and you trust that fatwa, and you believe that he's upon knowledge, and it happens to agree with what you wanted, then what? La bas. And Islam doesn't mean that you have to do everything against the grain. I want to do this, I want to go right. La, if the sunnah says go right and you want it to go right, then you what? You go right. And if it says go left, then you go left. And this is extremely practical on a million issues on a daily basis. You have to go with the breeze. The wind blows this way, you go that way, and it pushes you back. You can't curse the wind, as most people do. Right?